Right, we've moved on again. So last night after the meal we went and bought a small bottle of vodka and just went back to the room and had a nightcap. We went to bed about 11:30, got up at 5:30 in pitch black, got a taxi to the bus station for a bus at 7 o'clock to do a 5.5 hour trip north to Sapanta, which we got the first bus, which made really good time. And it was funny on the bus because number one, it stopped off so that everybody on the bus could go to the bakery, and then all the way along they kept delivering bread to people, and people kept getting on the bus, not to have a bus ride, but to give the driver a parcel to drop off at Auntie Sally's down the road type of thing, so that was quite amusing. And then we had to wait about an hour and 20 minutes for his next bus, and then the heavens opened. And we didn't really have his bearings, but we found a bus station. Yes, there was a bus, and we had a couple of coffees, and Peter had a beer, and then we've arrived here at a pre-booked Pension Maria, where we've booked him for 2 nights, dinner, bed and breakfast. We think £16 each night.
Right, this is a quick whip round of the place. This is where you enter, you come up the stairs, and that's where Janice was sat. And it's got a few rooms off. It's quite a big place, really.
I've got 9 rooms.
Yeah. They're fairly simple rooms, but yeah, like big enough, quite nice, you know. A lot of gear, big bed, nice and clean.
Matrimonial bed.
Matrimonial bed.
So you never know
Nice
what
lamps, we like them. And you've got like this little area here with not a lot in it, but then you've got like a big bathroom and a shower room, and you can look through that window to say, have a chat with your neighbours while they're having a shower. So it's quite a good one, that, isn't it?
And we have a ping pong table.
Oh, aye. This is where we're staying at the moment. This is the outside. Got chickens running about. Never seen so many apples on a tree.
This bit, it's full of corn.
Is it? Like a corn store.
Full of corn, but I don't know
Oh, grief, yeah.
whether they dry it
Yeah,
or...
must be drying it out.
You haven't seen that before, have you?
No, it's unusual, isn't it? One for Diana over there, great big guard dog, who's very friendly, luckily. And there's Maria just bringing us out some drinks. So it's quite a big place.
We've got a massive haystack down there.
Oh God, yeah. Look at down there they've got, what is it, turkeys running about. There are plenty of turkeys running around. Big dog. We've got a
It's absolutely siling it down. So we're sat in like an outdoor area where she brought us palinka and a beer, which we've shared. She brought us a photograph album of what we're going to be seeing tomorrow, and she brought us a book about Merry Cemetery. I don't know if you saw that flash then. That was lightning. It says Peter deciding he needs more palinka. I don't even know what palinka is, but you might not be able to hear it. It's thundering like crazy. We actually think we're here for the afternoon. We don't think there's any sightseeing on agenda today. And then we're going to have a game of table tennis. And there's only us two stopping here, just like last time in Romania, and never saw anybody else. We're now only 4 miles from the Ukraine border, and we've come to a place called Sapanta for the Merry Cemetery that we saw on Michael Palin programme, made famous by an artist who does a personal, is it epitaph, can't say that word, for the people that die now. In this village, it's only a small village, but they say on average 10 people a year die. And say a boy drowns, he'll deliberately put an amusing story. I don't know how you make it amusing if a 10-year-old boy's died, but he makes some sort of joke or amusing story about it.
There we go. This bike here is owned by an Austrian bloke that's staying at our place that we had a natter with last night. Quite an interesting bloke. In fact, that's him there. Just having a wander around. Just walked into the shop. So another very unfortunate one. It's fairly obvious what happened in this one, isn't it? Right, this is the first view that we've got of the cemetery. You can see there's different things on each grave, like farmers and things like that. This one here is quite an unhappy looking nun.
What?
Quite an unhappy looking nun. Not sure what this woman did for a living, but quite an unusual one.
One might be a child that's died by a car.
Oh yeah. Janice has just been saying this one. Oh, it might be a car crash. That one, might it?
Looks a bit crashy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's deliberate or whether it's just fallen off.
No, I think they look to be done that way.
I don't know.
Oh, they might
I
have
think
done,
it's
yeah.
broken off.
Yeah, strange.
It says taxi.
I might have been a taxi driver then. This bloke here looks like he died enjoying himself too much. We got a little skeleton coming to get him at the bottom. We've got a weaver lady here. Bicyclist. Just spotted this one here. 10-year-old lad got run over by either a tram or a train. Not a good one. Look at this one as well. Local vet. That's definitely not a good one.
I've just been saying to Peter, they gave us a book at the beginning that translated 3, but obviously we can't translate all this, but what it does say at the bottom, which you can see, she died at 16 years of age in 1985. So, you know, this is the 16-year-old that died, but I'll show you it back. It's like you've got this lad driving a car here, and he's driven into telegraph pole, knocked it down, and she's basically going, stop. He didn't stop, and he's killed her. And I was saying to Peter that 3,000 people in this village, 800 graves, an average of 10 a year. That lad will still be alive. And if I lived in this village and I knew that I were painted in graveyard killing somebody, I think it'd make you suicidal. Peter's just saying that if I'd have married Nick, not him, I could have had this one when Nick dies, because all they did was read the paper. Because that's one of my famous stories about Nick reading Blue and Guardian all day. To say there's only 3,000 people in this village, what I can't get my head around is how many of them had tragic deaths. Like getting knocked down by a bus, train. I mean, that's quite obviously a train. There's quite a lot of tragic deaths, and a lot of people are dying in their 50s, and there's a lot of children as well. This bloke's been shot, and it looks like a policeman that shot him. Stan Ion Kiltu, born in 1905, died in 1996. Now what I want to know is, what did he do that made the police shoot him at 91 years old? Another one, look, born in 91, dies in 2012. He's got obviously crashed his car, and there's a photo of him in real life. Just to show that not everybody died in tragic circumstances, we've got normal ones. We've got the barman, the distiller of alcohol, and we have noticed that there's a lot depicting alcohol. The sheep farmer, shepherd in fact. A religious person or a priest. A woman milking a cow. If my mum did any of my sewing, that could be my mum. Lady making omelettes. This chap looks thoroughly miserable because I think his bottle might be empty. This butcher died at aged 75. We've just been telling this Austrian bloke that when we went to Eiffel Tower, you know, and it was covered in scaffolding, these are bells out at church, and all scaffolding, so you can't go into church. Beautiful gold at work there that you can see. We always take photos of scaffolding on holiday, just to prove to my dad that it happens to all of us. So this is the man that started it all, Stan Ion Patras, born in 08, died in 77, and he's the man that started it. So since 1977, somebody else has done it. So he actually painted his own before he died, and apparently he did a very lengthy epitaph, which obviously there's only a little bit there. It's all in this paperwork that at the ticket office they've run out of. Peter said they probably haven't got a photocopy. We've come to the museum now, which is actually the house where the artist lived. I think the new artist lives here also. So we don't know because we haven't been in, but we're just telling them.
They've got peacocks wandering about. That one over there is just having a bit of a nibble on whatever plant that is. There's one down here with a little dog. Right, just sat there doing whatever it's doing. And little chickens back there. Very rural setting.
I just go on Sundays.
I don't know.
Me? I am.
Yeah.
I am
Janice is just talking to the bloke that's done all the carvings and paintings. This is where the bloke from the graveyard lived.
Because this is the only thing that it's telling us in English, and there's one where it says, most of them were done with humour, but one, it's a 3-year-old girl that got knocked down by a car. It says, "Burning hell, you damn taxi," that came from Sibiu. As large as Romania is, you couldn't find another place to stop, only in front of my house to kill me. We're just taking a break from the sun because it's really hot. We're going to go for a walk this afternoon, but we need assistance. So we've ordered tripe soup for Peter, beef soup for Janice with chilies, bread and 2 what I thought were weaker beers. Because Peter's just had a beer, I had a coffee. And I thought, oh, I'll get a weaker beer, and it's still 5%.
Try to get me druffing
Peter might be having, I was going to say Peter might have his evil way later.
So, proper big bowls of soup. Jeff would love these. You don't do any of this little bowl of soup job.
That's like that soup
But
we
you
had.
would be right impressed with those.
That's like, you know, when we took my mum and dad to that shed when it were raining in Zakopane, and my dad didn't like it, so it was too sour.
But the other good thing is they're about, how much were they? 120 or something daft like that.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Which,
over £1.
including half a loaf of bread. Great. And the beers are ridiculous. I mean, last beer I bought...
The beer's about 80p.
Well, that one that I got last, it were 3 lei, which is...
About 55p.
Yeah, which, can't knock it, can you? We've found this pretty dodgy bridge. Even Janice isn't right happy on it. It's quite boing, isn't it? I'm getting weird flies landing on my legs, so I'm going to keep my legs about. You what?
Making me feel dizzy because I've had a beer.
Hold on. It's doing it. Look at the state of this thing. I've just been for a wander on it. It doesn't feel particularly safe, does it? I like that.
Right, we've walked down this road, this forest path for a kilometre, and we had to play that game, you know, first person to see Blackpool Tower, because we've come to see the tallest wooden church in Europe.
The world.
Well, the sign at the top of the street said Europe, and I read in another book, The World, right? And it's 3 metres higher than the last highest church in the world that was built.
So there we go.
And it said that it's on a stone base, and the base of the church is higher than the average wooden church in Romania, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, it's quite something this. Even the slates are made out of wood. Wow. They've just built this next door to it. I'm not sure what this is going to be, but that's enormous as well. Great big place. Still being built. Not sure how well you'll see this because it's into the sun. That's quite a nice building as well. We've managed to get inside this place, but it's not actually finished. Having a bit of a wander about.
No one's bothered about us coming around, have they?
No. I mean, we've just come up this staircase down here. It's quite an impressive thing. It's like, that's the top of it. It's made out of just a big solid log with the steps cut into it with a big crack down the middle of it. Quite impressive. There's lots of other buildings around the area as well. Good, isn't it?
This is as high as you can get though. You can't go any higher. There's no
No.
I'm not sure if they're gonna. I don't even think there's gonna be another staircase, to be honest.
No,
with you.
probably not. So, shall we have another dabble? You're going to go down that slide on right hand
I
side?
don't know whether to go down forwards or backwards.
I think it should slide down that bit.